Right, Dad. So, welcome to part 3. Apologies for the last 2 because we had the black bars either side. It was a technical problem with my phone, which I seem to have sorted. So we should get the full picture of my dad, Norman Punter. So here, I've got a little surprise for you, Dad. You're talking about Lonnie Donegan, and on this old 1958 band set, we're going to play the tune that you started covering. I hope I'm correct. Is this it?
Ride the train. Woo! On here. Now we are. Come on. Well, the train that I ride is 21 coaches long. Yeah, the train that I ride is 21 coaches long. Yeah, the train that I ride is 21 coaches long. My love is on. She's on that train and gone. Right. It takes a word, man. You sing a worded song. You know it takes a word, man. You sing a worded song. Takes a word, man.
Imagine the Ravens.
Sing a worded song. I'm worried now. Won't be worried long. Well, lay down by the river. There I went to sleep. Yeah, I lay down by the river. There I went to sleep. Yeah, lay down by the river. There I went to sleep. Well, I woke. There were shackles on my feet. It takes a word, man. You sing a worded song. Little Lord, it takes a word, man. Sing a worded song. It takes a word, man. You sing a worded song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I said, Mr. Judge, tell me what's gonna be my fine. Yeah, I said, Mr. Judge, tell me what's gonna be my fine. Well, I said, Mr. Judge, tell me what's gonna be my fine. 21 years on the old Rock Island line. And it takes a word, man. Sing a worded song. Yeah, it takes a word, man. Sing a worded song. You know it takes a word, man. Sing a worded song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Right in the way, right.
Yeah, there's another one, but that was Vicky Bishop singing the lead on that. We liked it on
Okay. So that took you back.
Yeah, that was, we always used to start off with that one when we went anywhere.
Yeah.
We started off with Worried Man. That was our first song. We always started with that one. John being the singer, of course,
Yeah.
or the lead singer.
And I could see you wanting to play the guitar there as well, Dad.
Yeah.
Did you play the harmonica in the Ravens or not?
Not that, sometimes, but not all, very rarely, actually.
So there you go. I'll tell you what we'll do, because I've got the golden age of skiffle, which I've managed to pick up thanks to eBay. And so we maybe at the end of all these, we might have a sort of skiffle sort of record player thing, and you can talk about some of them days. Going back to, I know you've got a story. So we like time travel on this, Dad, didn't we? We're trying to move forward, then we're going back. But it's good because you said that you had a story to tell me of when you were a kid or a teenager delivering papers.
Yeah, what it was, my father had a paper round, and a Sunday was extra heavy load, so he asked me if I would help him with this paper round.
Yeah.
It was Ludwig Way, and all the cul-de-sacs off Ludwig Way, that was his round in Garden City. So anyway, he gave me the first bunch of papers, started from number 1.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, you do those, and by the time, and I'll do the top end. He did the top end. Anyway, I started, never done a paper round before. I started number 1, right, number 3, number 5. And then all of a sudden, it came to number 1 again.
Yeah.
So what I didn't realise was it meant you go into the cul-de-sac of number 1 and go around, but I didn't need that. I thought, well, I've got number 1. So I went looking for my dad, I couldn't find him. I said, look, I've got 2 number 1s. So I thought, well, it don't make sense. He said Ludwig Way is Ludwig Way. So I went and put another one in number 1 and started doing them again.
Oh, God.
And then, of course, then my dad came up. I'd done quite a few of them. My dad came up. He said, well, what about Verulam Close? I said, oh, you said Ludwig Way. He said, yeah, I know, but I meant, and then you go on to number Verulam Close round the cul-de-sac and back onto well, I didn't realise that, so I was putting all I was giving people 2 papers.
Oh no!
Even I did 2 papers each. I'd never done a paper round in my life before.
I could have almost done the same on my first day of working at the post office. Oh God!
Yeah.
I don't know.
So of course then my dad had to go round knocking on all these doors. Can we have our paper back, please?
Yeah.
And put them through the right the doors.
Oh dear, that is funny.
So
That is
after
funny.
that I was alright. I got the hang of it then. But I hadn't got a clue. I hadn't done paper
How long
round.
did you do the paper round for?
Well, I started doing it every Sunday then. It was, I think we did it for about a year, I think.
Yeah.
It was my dad used to do it every day, but he used to get us to help us on the Sunday. Sometimes John used to help him, or I helped him, because the Sunday was actually heavy load.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I like that. That's funny. I can even imagine myself doing that, Dad, or
my
mine.
dad went berserk.
Do you get a paper around the heads?
Well, he was supposed to be, well, he did pay me, but he was actually, I made him twice as much work as what he normally would have had. So I
Oh
wasn't
dear.
much of a help.
What was it, like a free paper? Or
Oh no, it's paper that people pay for.
oh, they're all paid?
They're all
Oh,
paid
yeah.
for, yeah.
Oh, right.
And you had to go around on Saturday and collect all the money up for the week,
Yeah.
like, for the whole
yeah.
week.
Yeah. Ah, right, that's a good story. Any more that come up, just keep popping them up and we'll go back and keep talking
Yeah.
about that sort of stuff. So anyway, so we played the Lonnie Donegan. I'm glad you like that. We'll play a bit more of that. Maybe finish with one, Dad, if we have time.
Yeah, we always used to start with the worried man. I don't know why. We always did.
Maybe because you were all worried.
Well,
at
it
the
might
time.
be that people knew that one. Well, knew
Yeah.
that one.
I've never heard that one, to be honest. But then I don't suppose, unless you're a big Skiffle fan, you would you?
No.
Wasn't around long.
Yeah.
Was it? Skiffle?
No. But like, I know the sort of classics. Right, so on the last one, we sort of, let's go back to this. And so you've met Mum, you've started the family. We've all been born. And yeah, we're growing up. Living in Lady Grove. Sadly, your mum split up, so we won't go into deep details about that. But you took on the family, and I must say you've done a brilliant job doing it, Dad, throughout. So you took us all on and supported us and done your best, and you kept taking us on holidays and stuff, which I don't know. Every year you managed to manage. I don't know how you used to do it, to be honest, Dad, because you were a single parent. You worked hard and you managed to take us on holiday and stuff. And I don't know how you've done it, but where did we sort of used to go on holiday?
It was down by. Can't remember now. But I know one time we went. It wasn't always camping. We did go in a
Caravan.
chalet
I
once, a caravan
Caravan.
once, and a chalet once. But it was mainly camping.
remember a picture with.
Down by Yarmouth, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we've done Hemsby and all that. I think that was in the 70s. We've done that, about 76
Yeah,
and
we went down to
78.
Yarmouth.
We used to go to Vanstone Holiday Park.
Well, not only that, the reason I did that was because your mum had moved to Norwich,
Yeah,
and it meant that if I went down that way, she could come up and see you.
yeah,
Which
which
you
you
did
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But earlier holidays, I mean, I've got, in fact, I won, didn't I? I remember winning a competition. It was the crawling race, but I was a little, I was a little bit too old for it. I think I was probably about 6 or 7, and the others. But anyway, I don't know how I got away with it, but I won the crawling race. I still got that certificate somewhere. But I don't know where that was. I remember us all in some big holiday camp and everyone doing a hokey cokey. I remember that for some reason, but I don't know where it was. And I remember we always had fancy dress, didn't we? And there's
a photograph of Lorraine in fancy dress. It was somewhere near Yarmouth.
it was.
Somewhere near
Yeah.
Great Yarmouth, yeah.
And in them days we had donkey derbies and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. No, they were good times, Dad. And the Yarmouth ones when Mum used to come were quite nice. And I remember, obviously along the way you've had a few girlfriends. The one particular that sticks out for me was Anne. We just call her Anne. But she was lovely. I thought she had 4 kids, and I think that was probably one of the difficult things for you about. Was it because like she had 4?
She had 4 wives, 3. So it's,
Yeah.
and that was
So
some
that's
kids.
quite hard. But at that time you had started being a single father. You joined Gingerbread, didn't you? Which is one parent families.
Yeah.
So what
Nan
year?
joined Gingerbread as well, actually.
Right. What, before or after?
Well, she joined quite a while after I joined.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It really was for children, but they used to have outings and that for children, but none of you would come on the outings,
No.
the Gingerbread outings.
it's funny because it had a bit of a stigma, and your friends would tend to take the mickey out of you a little bit if you know, because you were in Gingerbread, but obviously they see it differently now.
Yeah.
But as a kid,
But it was a way
quite-
to get the children and the parents together and go on. We used to have jumble sale and things like that to raise funds as well, so that we could take the kids out.
yeah, and it was good. And I did go on some trips, I remember.
Yeah.
I did do some. So that was a good way for you, I guess, of
And ended up being chairman of that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, Dad, you've done some things. You were chairman and you had a pools round, didn't you? You used to do a pools
yeah,
round.
football pools round, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So-
in those days was really, it wasn't risky in those days, but the amount of money I used to carry around with me, if I did it like that now, I think I would have been mugged.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
I actually, I was carrying £100 of going out collecting up this pooled money.
Yeah.
I had quite a few £100 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So
And we always used to let me sometimes do, I don't know if you let Steve and Lorraine as well, do spot the ball.
yeah,
You could never win that, could you? Do you
No.
know anyone who won it?
no.
It was never where you thought it was.
No.
But anyway, so yeah, so you've done Gingerbread, and you've done that for quite a long time actually. You're really supportive with them, which is a really good thing, because you even had at one point you had a Volkswagen minibus
Yeah.
that you even got to sort of pick people up, and bless you, you know, for the
Yeah.
things you used to done. But did it feel like quite a good thing, because you used to meet all the other single parents out and stuff. It must have been a good support. Support was the word I'm thinking of. You know, for you, and you know, meeting other single people,
that's
and
right,
you know,
yeah.
you support each other, because back then it was quite hard. And I guess for men bringing up their children, apart from the woman, it must have been seen very differently back then.
Yeah, not enough. There was more men bringing up children. It made me realise that there were more men bringing up children than what I thought, because I always thought of it as women bringing up children on their own, and a man's gone off. But there was quite a few cases where the men were bringing up the children like I was.
Yeah.
I wasn't alone by a long chalk.
Oh right.
So,
Yeah.
but I say it was mainly women, but it did get the kids together, and it meant they could go out on outings and things.
Yeah.
And to raise the funds, we used to do mainly jumble sales.
Yeah, no, it used to, you know, a fair play. You used to have I remember your newsletters that you used to get all printed up and stuff, didn't
Yeah.
you? They used to have their little
Yeah, I used to make
newsletters.
most of the newsletters up as well.
Yeah. And where did you, oh no, we better not go to Polypenko photocopier or something.
At work.
I think Polly Pen's
So-
got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was all good, and well done for doing all that.
Well, when
And-
I was at Polypenko doing the photocopy, because there's quite a few,
yeah.
well, I used to have something else which accompanied next
Oh
to it.
yeah.
Because a couple of times the manager came up, because other people wanted to use a copy as well, and I used to have the Polypenko
Yeah.
man in front of me, so he thought that's what I was printing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, I was printing off gingerbread, use that. I was printing off gingerbread, let's by the dozens.
Knew all the tricks. I tell you what, there's other things you used to do. So you know, because you used to not just your one Polypenko job, so you've done that pools round, and also you used to go. I remember when we were kids, you used to go over to Luton was it called Sammy and Slammy, like the warehouses where you buy all the retail.
I
Yeah,
used to bring it all back and sell it at
Yeah.
work.
That's what you used to do, wasn't it?
yeah. Whereas at Luton also, there was a big, in fact I was doing that even when your mother was
Right.
still with me.
Yeah.
In fact, she used to sell a lot of stuff for me. I used to go up to one in Northampton, Caledonian Road. It was a big
Yeah.
one, warehouse. You buy all this stuff up by the boxfuls.
Mm.
But yeah, I used to go to Zorman's first, and then I thought, well, I want to find out where they're getting this stuff on, because
Yeah.
they're already added a bit on. And lucky enough, I picked up a box and it had the address of where they were getting it from. So I thought, hello, it was Caledonian. I've stopped going to Zorman's because I suddenly realised I could cut my cost by going to Caledonian and getting it direct myself.
You're a right old detective, weren't
Yeah.
you?
And your mum actually used to take something to work to sell as well
Yeah.
for me.
Did you used
down
to
the
make-
hospital.
Did you used to make quite a lot out of that?
Not a great deal, but quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you take something to work and things like that.
I remember, it's funny the things you remember as kids growing up. They were called, and they were powder drinks, and they were in little sachets, and they were called Rise and Shine. And he had loads in the cupboard. Well, my mates had just come around and said, "You want to Rise and Shine?" And like pour it, and it was disgusting.
Was it like sherbet?
Yeah, sort of a sherbety
Oh,
drink.
yeah.
And like you pour it in and add cold water, stir it, and hope that it sort of dissolves and drink it. It's great. But no, the things to remember, and I remember you having a load of towels at one point and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember.
Oh, you got
all
those
that.
for the warehouse to sell them at work.
Oh, I'll tell you what we should talk about as well. So, all your rabbits, because you used to do rabbit breeding and you used to show rabbits, didn't
Yeah.
you?
One time I had 40 rabbits.
I thought it was
40
about
rabbits at one
100.
time. Yeah.
Oh, I
No.
wish we had the picture of Lorraine in the Welling Times where with the rabbits and it was chewing on Lorraine's coat through the wire mesh.
Yeah. I've got that picture.
Yeah, you have. Oh, see if
Yeah.
you can dig it out. We can show that next
Yeah.
time. So you had 40. I thought it was about 100 rabbits.
Oh no.
So it was Dutch, was it?
Dutch in Old English.
And you won. You used to win.
When it shows, yeah, I used to
Yeah.
go rabbit shows on the Sunday at Match Haddam,
Yeah.
near Hartford.
See, I
These are
vaguely
rabbit shows.
remember. I'm sure you used to take me sometimes.
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure.
That's when I was still with your mum actually,
Oh, was it?
because she wouldn't come. No, she wouldn't come.
So take the youngest. Was it, or did Steve and Lorraine come as well?
Steve Rain came a couple of times, but they didn't really like it
Yeah.
very much.
So-
Also, they had a big open show at Redbourne, the county show,
Right.
and they had a tent
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and I used to take them into the county show as well
At Redbourne.
at Redbourne.
Yeah, they still do that show.
I
don't
think they still do that Hertfordshire show at Redbourne,
Yeah, we went
and they
there.
had a rabbit department, and I used to
Right.
take rabbits
Yeah.
rabbits
God,
there as
you
well.
you done some stuff, and then also we had chickens
Yeah,
growing up, and I was probably, I don't know, 9, 10, 11, I think, maybe, when we had chickens, and they always used to get out, didn't they? And they'd be running around Lady Grove in the street. We'd be playing football, and out comes a chicken.
yeah. The
So-
neighbours used to complain like hell about that
Yeah,
because they used to
I
go.
know.
I remember one of the gardens down the side of it, the chicken used to go in there, start pecking this. I can't remember his name now. It's cabbages.
Oh, yeah.
Punter, he used to say, Punter, your bloody chickens are eating my cabbages. Shouting at the top of his
A
voice.
good book, this one.
Yeah. Oh dear, I know. It all comes flooding back once you start talking. But we had chickens for years as well, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Um,
I actually hatched chickens from the eggs from the
Did ya?
incubator. Yeah,
I think I sort of remember that.
yeah. I had an incubator. In fact, I still got the incubator actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have
I
you
like it a
really?
lot. Yeah,
God, the things he keeps.
yeah.
Hey, the things he keeps. I didn't think you was a hoarder, Dad.
Pardon.
So every time you go to a car boot sale, there's something else to go in the shed, isn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, and also after chickens, once you got rid of the chickens, you had budgies, didn't you, for a while as well?
Yeah,
You got into them.
yeah.
No showing them, no. That they were just.
No, they were just
But they were nice, weren't
bunches
they?
and canaries. Yeah.
So yeah, we've got over the pets, and Lorraine did. We did have pets as kids, didn't we?
Well, Lorraine had a couple of pet rats, didn't she?
But
We used to keep them
when
in the bedroom.
before I was born, I think, did you have a dog with Steve and Lorraine, or not, or cat?
We
was
did
it?
have a dog when Stephen and Lorraine were small, but I don't know what happened. But we was in Cecil Grove then,
Yeah.
and it ran. There's a big field behind our garden. It ran across the field, and it went chasing after another dog,
Mm.
and we never saw the dog again after that.
Oh,
The
God.
dog never came back. We had I know for it. It went chasing after another dog, and it was gone.
Yeah.
And that's how we lost it.
God,
So-
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, we got that from a rescue centre though. That dog,
What was his name, little boy?
Rex.
okay? Rex.
Yeah.
Ah, proper dog name.
Yeah,
Don't have dogs like Fizzy.
yeah we got it
back in
from
the
a
old
rescue
days.
centre.
Oh, right. Yeah, Lorraine had cats. So, and I had sort of rabbits at one point. So anyway, so you've done the gingerbread and whatever. Any funny stories about that sort of time, or
Not that I can remember.
not really? No comment. No comment.
No.
So
We've got on coach trips, things like that with them.
when you coach trips,
Yeah.
what for just for the adults?
No, with the kids as well.
Oh right. Did
Yeah.
they ever do anything like that where like the adults would have a day out and stuff? Oh, sod the kids. We, I know it's gingerbread, but we all go out on a
Well, we also organise dances.
yeah.
Basically for single parents dances.
Yeah.
Up in the Woodman pub upstairs.
Oh yeah.
The hall upstairs in the Woodman pub.
Yeah.
We used to have dances up there sometimes.
Right.
For adults only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least that sort of helped with sort of getting away and that.
Socialise, yeah.
You must have found it hard, Dad, because bringing us up and stuff like that, and not having any space for yourself.
Yeah, I used to get my mother used to come and babysit sometimes
Yeah.
for me.
And where would you go? Sort of out on the gingerbread things, or
Well,
that was
sometimes I
before.
went out with Dick Johnson, with a very
Yeah.
close friend of mine. He was in the same situation. He was one parent family as well. But we used to knock about together quite a lot, me and Dick Johnson.
And Dick was the one who played the tea chest, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the
And you-
skiffle group, yeah.
Oh right, so you would go out with him, and because as I said before, you've never been a heavy drinker, but going up to I was probably about 22. This is the first time in my life I've ever seen my dad drunk, and I was probably I think it was about 22, 23, and it was a hot summer's night, and in the distance walking down Lady Groves, it was a hot night, and there's some fella walking down the road staggering. I was with this other girlfriend at the time. I go, who is that? And then all of a sudden, under the lamppost light, I could see my dad, his shirt under, looking really, really hot, and he just you obviously had a good time, a big grin on his face. It was so funny. That's the only time I've ever someone must have spiked your drink, I think, but it was so funny.
Down Woodman, the dance upstairs, because
Right.
he was in walking distance. I didn't have to worry about driving. Mind you, people used to drink and drive in those days anyway.
Of course,
There wasn't
yeah.
a law on it.
Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
People used to drink and drive a lot. But I walked, but yeah, I was staggering. Had a bit
but
too much to drink.
That's the only time I remember, so at least, did you find it hard at times, sort of, bring us all up, Dad? I've never asked these sort of questions as well, really. You must have.
Well, yeah, because I was still doing a full-time job as well.
Yeah, this is what I mean, I don't
Still
know how
working
you've done
full-time.
it.
It was, I was lucky enough, I had a very good neighbour, Doreen, didn't I? And another neighbour, what's that other name? It used to
We
be
had
called?
Suzanne Bell's mum,
Yeah.
Christine. She used to take me to
Christine,
school,
Yeah.
didn't she, a lot?
I
And the
mean, I used to have
Broughtons.
to take you over to Doreen's on the morning, before you're school age.
Hmm.
She used to look after you, and then I used to rush home dinner time, pop over and see you again.
And Steve and Lorraine are at school.
Still
you mean?
around
Yeah.
at school for the whole day, but I used to come home dinner times and pop over and see you.
Yeah.
And then Auntie Anne used to look after Stephen and Lorraine
Hmm.
when they came out of school, because their schools was near where Auntie Anne lived.
Right. Yeah.
So they used to go to Auntie Anne's at 4 o'clock or whenever they come out of school, stay there till I come out of work at 5,
Yeah.
and they used to go round to Auntie Anne's to pick Stephen and Lorraine up.
See,
Doreen had you.
back then, even in our road, Lady Grove, there was all, and people talk about this all the time, don't they? You had a support network within the street. I mean, so we had Uncle John. I had my friends. Andy Shortland lived down the street. We had all these people. It was one big community, within the street,
Yeah.
and everyone used to look after each other and keep an eye out.
Yeah.
And as I say, Doreen over the road, she was fantastic. So was Christine. But it was really good, and they supported you. I remember, I think Auntie Liz used to take me at some point as well. I think that might have been early on,
Yeah, because Auntie Liz used to live in Barnfield Road,
which
or
was
Firstfield Road, I can't remember.
probably
which.
about a mile, I guess, from us, weren't it?
Yeah.
So well done for how you sort of got through that, Dad. I don't think there have been many men who could really. Let's try and lighten up the mood on Oh, that's what I was going to say. The other thing that we used to do, and as kids we used to think, oh God, I don't want to do this again and whatever, but we used to have the Punter Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And we used to do that. What was it, down the Scout Hut or somewhere or wherever it was, or did it change venues? And it was all for the kids.
It was a Scout Hut. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a Scout Hut. I think it was the one down Hollybush.
Yeah.
Right, Hollybush Lane.
Because
Yeah.
pretty much all your brothers and sisters did they all still live in Welwyn Garden? And or
Yeah.
Was Joan still around, or was she up? Did she move up?
No,
north?
Joan was up in Yorkshire.
But they all used to come down, didn't they? And
Yeah.
stuff. And it was to be honest, it used to be really good because it was all for the kids. We had who used to dress up as Father Christmas, Dad?
Gee, I can't remember. I think it was Uncle Ron.
Oh God, thank God for
I'm
that.
sure it was
I was worried who it might be.
I'm sure it was Uncle Ron because he was the tubbiest of the.
Oh right, so the one with the biggest belly.
Yeah,
You're right. Your
yeah,
Father
that's
Christmas.
Uncle Ron, yeah, it
Yeah.
was him
No, that was really good that we done that
because he was the closest to being a Father Christmas. Really.
Yeah. No, that was good, and it's funny how you sort of remember these things and sort of. I remember one again, or you know, I don't know what sort of present Steve and Lorraine. It's a shame that they're not sitting here as well, really. But I remember saying to you, I don't know where we was, and there was this pink cuddly elephant. Now I was probably about 7 at the time, and I said I wanted that, and I don't know why I wanted it. Anyway, so that was I remember one. I don't know. I could have been 5. I don't know. But I remember choosing that, and so knowing what my present was going to be at one of them Punter Christmas do's. But so yeah, no, and how long do you think them Christmas parties went on for? How many years do you think they carried on?
They decided to stop when you was the youngest of all the children, because you used to go, you was the youngest. When you got to sort of an age where we decided to stop doing them because it was really for the kiddies, and the older kiddies that by that time didn't really want to.
They lost interest.
They lost interest, and they didn't really want to go. So when you reached, I don't know, 7 maybe, we decided to knock it on the head.
I've lost out on 7, 8, 9, 10. They call it 11. About 4 presents there, Dad.
Probably, yeah.
Compensation. So yeah, we had the parties. What other sort of things, as you know, families, did we sort of do?
These family parties we had for the kids, we all used to club together so that instead of all the kids getting a little pay, Harry and Suzanne and we all clubbed together to buy you one really good present rather than a lot. So we played our money together, so you all got a decent present by clubbing all money together rather than a load of silly little presents. So.
So what, did we do any other sort of meetings and stuff like that and big family do's, or was it really just Christmas or?
Oh no, we used to have family do's when birthdays, you know, certain kids' birthdays. We used to sometimes go to other your cousins' birthdays, like things like that.
We got a few old photos that I think Lorraine might have quite a few of them. I should try and dig out and maybe show a few pictures. Actually, going back again, you brought a couple of pictures round today, didn't you? So this one, I don't know here, like, there you go. There's my dad.
I was inspector at Polypenco then. I was looking at what they call a shadowgraph machine.
Yeah, there he is. Look, he looks a fine young man. You look very young there, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know what I was, late 20s maybe.
And it was a bloke called Les, and of course you.
He
and
died
then
years ago.
did he?
Yeah.
And then this was you in the army, Dad.
Yeah, that was the Army School of Physical Training.
And
that was tough.
There you are.
That was a really tough course. That was.
Yeah.
We all had those black and red jumpers to wear.
Yeah.
And that was really, really tough physical training. It was called the Army School of Physical Training.
It was down in Dorset, Dad. That.
Yeah, Blandford in Dorset. I think Blandford Camp in Dorset. Yeah, an army camp that was.
Right. So yeah, I should have showed them earlier. So God, time is flying by, Dad, today. So we've gone on about gingerbread, and so let's move forward to sort of as Steve and Lorraine are sort of got jobs, and your life is starting to free up a bit. Steve, how old was Steve when? Who was the first to leave? It was Steve, I think.
No, Lorraine left first.
Lorraine left first.
Yeah.
Where did she go? Did she? I can't remember. I think she rented someone's.
Yeah, she did. She rented a flat to start with. Yeah.
Someone I knew, I think. And
Yeah.
then Steve left. How long after?
Oh, probably a couple of years after, I should think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
So we had to put up with Steve's music. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Growing up with Steve and Lorraine as teenagers, did you find that hard? Because we had the punk come in 76, 77.
Well, I tell
Steve
you what,
was
Sundays used to be a nightmare because you'd got some drums by that time. You was practicing on your drums upstairs. You think it was Sunday
Oh
morning?
no, that was in the 80s. I got my drums though.
Oh yeah,
The
the
70s. Let's start with the 70s with
Yeah.
Steve and his punk rock music coming, because by that time he had a good hi-fi. I'll give him that, and it was very loud, weren't it? But then
Yeah.
also, I mean, like one of Steve's friends called John used to say that they used to come round to our house.
Yeah.
Because you had the biggest speakers down in the living room that they used to like to blare out the Sex Pistols Nevermind album, and so that they I remember them big speakers. They must have been
like wooden ones, but
yeah,
I don't know, 3 foot by 2 foot.
yeah. They
Quite
were
big.
really really big.
Yeah.
And so Steve's mates used to come around. But how did you cope with two teenagers and me and the family at that, with punk going on, and Steve probably being very, very rebellious, and Lorraine was a part-time punk, I think. She used to put hair food dye in her hair on a weekend or something and then go back to normal after.
Yeah, well, I think the worst thing was perhaps in the summer when all the bedroom windows were open,
Yeah,
there'd be you playing on your drums, there'd be
yeah,
Stephen playing punk music,
yeah.
and Lorraine playing country western or whatever.
Or Elvis,
Elvis and
Barry Manilow.
Bangman, that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, and
all three going at once. And I used to just shut myself off.
and what
And the neighbours used to complain about it as well.
What sort of
Sometimes.
music would you be playing sort of as we were growing up after you got your
Well, I used to
Skiffle
play
stuff?
Johnny Cash and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley.
I remember the Eagles album. You had
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the Eagles I used to like.
Yeah. Take It Easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you had quite a collection, I remember. And then we had stuff like the sound effects album, film sound effects and stuff like that, and BBC sound effects. I'll tell you one thing I remember is that we used to go to sound right old family now. We used to go down the dump. Remember, and the library had dumped a load of books. Do you remember the library?
Oh, yeah.
The library had dumped all these books.
Hundreds
I'm
of
talking
books,
hundreds. And you managed to get them all back before
Well,
they
not
sort
all
of were dragged in. And we kept loads. I remember that's where I got Stig of the Dump.
Yeah.
From a dump, found from a dump. It was Stig of the Dump.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That's what I remember as well. I don't know if Stephen sort of stood. You may have read the same stories to Stephen Lorraine as a kid, like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I remember you reading Stig of the Dump, but it was great. We had hundreds of books, didn't they? And they literally just chucked them. I don't know, what did you do with the rest of them after? Because I know we kept quite a few.
Yeah.
So what?
I can't remember what I did with them afterwards. I think I gave a lot of them to Gingerbread Jumble Sales, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think I gave them a lot away to Jumble Sales.
It's funny the things you remember now. Like, I mean, you don't get dumps like that, and you can't just go down. But like, it's amazing the sort of stuff that you used to come across.
Yeah, I mean they used to dump it, but not actually dig it into the ground.
No.
Like they do now. They dig it straight to the ground now, don't they?
Yeah,
But it used to be just left all alone. Kids used to go there. Used to get loads of stuff.
yeah. It
Yeah.
used to be mad. God, look, we're on 35 minutes. I think we're going to go on at this period for quite some time. Do you want to call it a day now, and then we'll do part 4?
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah. Do you want another Lonnie Donegan to finish?
Can do.
Right? Should we play one more? I'll see what's on the other side. I love these old record players where you just turn them over.
I can't remember what was on those.
I
Obviously, I used to have that. So
Not here in the home now.
Feels weird.
Let's see what this one is. So I think you burying ground. You know this one?
oh, the
I
other
wake
side.
up early in the morning, hear the ding dong ring. Go walking to the table, see the same damn thing, knife and fork are on the
John used to love this
table.
song.
Nothing in my
John used to love this song.
Did he?
If I
Yeah.
complain about it,
He used to sing this a
I'm
lot.
trouble with
He
the man
did
who
sing
lives
quite
in
like
the
this song. He did quite sound like that, didn't
What?
he? Well, John, his vocals were quite light.
Yeah.
You can see how he sort of fit in.
Yeah, they used to say he sounded like Lonnie Lumbergan.
It's a shame that there's no
Yeah.
If you ever go to
Yeah.
Houston,
I mean, we used to go upstairs in our bedroom and I used to play the guitar while he sang.
Was it? Yeah.
Play
Like
the
that.
guitar while because he couldn't play guitar, but he used to sing it. We used to practice upstairs.
Like
All these songs.
And you just said, it's a shame because you had the tapes and they got lost.
Yeah.
You had tapes.
They disappeared when me and John were in the army.
Look what Andrew's just come across.
Eh?
Look what Andrew's just come across. Those tapes from the BBC.
It's come across some tapes.
We don't want to go home on a
But you
midnight
never
special.
know. Yeah, the lost Raven tapes might come back. So yeah, should we carry on with sort of us turning into terrible? We're turning into us turning into terrible teenagers and even worse adults next time. I'm surprised you still got all your hair, Dad. So anyway, all right. Thanks, Dad, and we'll see you in part 4. Take care.
I tell you what, it's an interesting life.